Hello, everyone. Welcome students to this Skills to Change video that we're going to be presenting to you today. Some of you know who I am, and for those of you who don't, my name is Sandra Rojo. I am Chief Operating Officer here at Skills to Change, and I am also a Level 4 Advanced Eutaptics FasterEFT practitioner. So I have today one of our L5 teachers, Diane Downward, here from Australia. Welcome, Diane.
Thank you, Sandra. Hi.
Hi, and we are going to be talking about mentoring and why it's important to join. And we're going to start creating these briefer videos so that you can hear some experiences. And this is going to be more of a conversational interview so that you can see two different people, myself and of course Diane as a teacher and also as a student, right? We're lifelong learners. So we just want to impart to you the importance of mentoring calls. Okay, Diane, let me just switch us here to the gallery because I think this will be a little bit better for the students to be able to see. So, let's get started. One of the questions that I wanted to ask you, Diane, and your experience, of course, not only as a teacher and an advanced practitioner and also a student of eutaptics, how important is a mentoring when you're a student to really any modality that you're studying, and then you're going to be working with other people?
Well, I am not only a eutaptics practitioner, I'm also, I was trained in fitness. I was a fitness instructor for 21 years, and then I was a Bowen therapist. Well, I have been for the last 23 years. So I started out as consciously incompetent, and you're allowed to be let out on the general public, and suddenly you think, oh my goodness, how am I going to do this? And mentoring was the main thing that I think got me through, because I could ask questions. I took every opportunity I could to learn more and more. And I remember asking one of the instructors, how long did it take you to do that, to put a thing together, a routine for fitness? And she said, oh, 5 minutes and 20 years experience. And I would be spending half a day to do it. But they're the sort of things that in the end you become unconsciously competent at. And I think that's why, I always had a mentor that I could ask questions of and get a deeper understanding of what I was doing. And the same with FasterEFT. I've always had somebody that I've paid for mentoring classes all the way through. And it's been invaluable.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I have too. I'm also been a practitioner of other modalities, and I've always felt that mentoring and or coaching is extremely important to deepen the understanding of whatever modality or technique, of course, that you are practicing. And I think it's also important because you get insight in different angles about the practitioner of whatever you're doing mentoring with, right? You get their insights and wisdom and life experiences and the do's and the don't do's, right? And not just even, very good. And so when you were going through the eutaptics, well, back then it was FasterEFT, but when you were going through the training, did you also enroll in mentoring calls?
Yes. Back then, Robert didn't have the official ones, but what was offered, I took up, and I paid monthly mentoring classes, and they were invaluable. I did it with probably 3 or 4, probably maybe even 5 different mentors during that time. And I started in 2011. So I've been doing it for a fair while now. And right from the start, I knew, FasterEFT was the way to go. So I was really hungry for as much information and much understanding as I could get. So yes.
Yeah, and that was able to really solidify your your awareness, and also probably being a practitioner. I'm sure you benefited from some of the experiences that those mentors brought to you as well. And so talking about this, we know that level 1, for the level 1 students in training, the mentoring is free of charge. It's included with the training for just level 1. So how important do you think it is for the students to attend these mentoring calls with all of you teachers?
Oh, it's so important, because when you're watching videos and even doing the hybrids, all the questions don't always come up right then and there. And it's so rich, this learning, there's so much to it. But when you've got a mentor, you can, or in the mentoring classes, you've got the opportunity to ask those questions.
Oh, okay.
And we've had people on the calls that have said, oh, thank you so much for asking that question to one of the other students. That's helped me understand that. And, you know, it's just been invaluable for some of them to learn that deeper understanding, and putting the concepts, the principles together and using them in that when you're working on yourself, understanding why you're learning the concepts, so that where they fit in to the actual work.
Right, good. Which is very clearly very important. Now, we have levels 1 through 4, clearly. Sometimes I know that you have mentioned, or you have observed as a student and of course a practitioner, and then of course now as teacher, that sometimes naturally the numbers of students begin to lessen as they go up in the different levels, level 2, 3, and so forth, due to some of them not really wanting to become practitioners. Although now we're finding we're collecting more students, enrolling more students that do desire to become advanced practitioners. But how, you know, what are some other reasons that students would benefit from continuing their mentoring as they go into other higher levels of eutaptics training?
Well, with level 2, they're starting to work on other people, so it's a totally different ball game, really, because you learn so much more in level 2 about working with other people. So there's always questions about how do you take what you learn here and use it with other people. And then level 3, you're learning so many new techniques, and practicing techniques is so important, because maybe you only use 1 or 2, and then suddenly, you know, you need to pull out one of those old ones that you haven't used for a while. So it's really good to get proficient at those and understand why we use certain ones. You know, some people are visual, some are auditory. So you need to have techniques that cover all of those things. And then they're starting to see real clients, paying clients at the end of level 3. So then you're starting to get questions about different situations that come up, because you can't possibly ever know what it's like to have every single type of client, because they all are different. And of course, level 4, who knows what's going to come up. So when you get to level 4, you are working with people a lot, and you're starting to see different problems with people, and you can ask questions about, have you ever had a situation like this? What would you do in that situation? And that's where you can really finesse your skills, I think, when it gets into those levels. And of course, you're getting more personal treatment too, because there are less in the classes. So, and what one person asks will have a benefit for others too. And quite often, some people are scared to ask a question, and somebody else will do it for them. So never be scared of asking questions.
Right.
It's never a silly question.
Right. Exactly. I agree with that. That's a good way to put it. And I know some of the students sometimes have asked, isn't the training alone going to make me a good practitioner?
How can you, it's life experiences that when we get to the end of our life that, that's, you can look back and you think, oh God, when I was 20, I thought I knew everything and I didn't. It's getting the experience, having the sessions on yourself, doing the mentoring, doing the swaps. The people that I can see that are going to be good practitioners, the ones that go the extra mile, they're the ones that do the extra accountabilities, they do the extra swaps, they're getting the sessions on themselves, and they're the ones that the mentoring, and they're the ones that ask the questions. Yes, so you can see the difference. You really can.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can see the difference as well, with the note taking and things like that, and how much they are passionate about the work that they do, right? A lot of times people, I know with the other teachers as well, we've spoken a little bit about just arriving. Some people are very driven to arrive to level 4, and then they discover that there's a lot of work yet to be done. So I think that definitely when one is a lifelong learner, whatever, how much formal education or not you've had, this is, I think mentoring is a very good thing. And of course, I feel very fortunate because I'm always picking your brains too, and we're always working together. As a practitioner, I think it's extremely important to, I think, have the curious mind, right? The mind, as someone once said, the mind of a child, whereas even if you think, even if you might have the answer, but coming together with people with more experience definitely is invaluable. So.
Yeah, exactly. And, neuroscience is always changing. So there's always something new to learn. So if you just do your course and that's it. I did hear once that, if you say, oh, yes, I know, or I don't know, you're really limiting yourself to more learning, really. So never, ever say I know it all or because there is always something new to learn, I think. And repetitive, doing things over and over and over. Like I can't remember how many times I've lost count. Level 1, level 2, level 3. How many times I've done those 4 as well. And every time you do it, you learn more. It doesn't matter how experienced you are, you still learn more. I think you get that deeper understanding every time. So,
well, and Robert does talk about it many times. You're excited, you're going through your own stuff, you're triggered or whatever it might mean. And then so you're joining in, and, it's kind of like, you can't capture everything all at once. And of course, I've been to the, always as a moderator to the hybrids as well. I'm always learning something. I'm always taking notes on something that Robert might say, or he says it differently. Or like you said, well said, about neuroscience is always changing. It's a living, breathing body of work, right? It's part of it. And so we need to definitely stay abreast to the changes that are occurring. And so that's excellent. Any last words you would have for some of the students, or especially level 1, so that we can start creating these habits perhaps, or help them get structured in this way?
Well, I'd say try and attend them personally if you can. Of course, you need to if you're going to do the level 2, 3, and 4. Otherwise, you won't be able to get any replays or anything. So, it's a cheap price to pay for the information that you can get, and that personal one-on-one, able to ask those questions. Where in a bigger group, in the classes and that, it's not as easy. And like just said, there's so much to take in. It's later on that you can just think about it and really ask the questions. So it's great.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Diane, for taking the time to create this video. And we'll be doing a little bit more as we continue on our journey here at Skills to Change. We'll be giving you some snippets of these videos to maybe encourage you and help you along. And if you have any questions whatsoever about anything, or would like to watch another video similar to this, you can write at Sandra@skillstochange.com. And we're open to any suggestions on any topic that you would like to dive deep into for your own practice as well. All right, Diane, I will see you in a little bit here at the hybrid. You take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.